Hi, it's Joy, and today I'm going to be watching the Book of Boba Fett, Season 1, Episode 2, Chapter 2, the Tribes of Tatooine. I'm trying to say the Tattoo-Vibes or something. I am very excited to jump back into this story to see where Boba and Fennec are at, to see if we get more flashbacks, and just to jump back into the world of Star Wars once more. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and let's go.
We spared your life after you tried to take mine. And you curse me.
He is of the Order of the Night Wind.
Assassin for hire.
Ooh.
Very expensive.
Overpriced. Paying for the name. Fine. Perhaps he wears the Rancor.
Ooh, he did look afraid. He sounds terrified.
I was sent by the mayor! The mayor sent me! Let me out!
It's empty. Assassin of the Night Wind. Shall we visit the mayor?
I think we should. I love this duo. You'll get used to him walking around.
Here to see the mayor.
Boba Fett. Do you have an appointment?
I found one of his stray.
I don't see your name in the schedule, so you'll have to.
The lack of, I assure you, the mayor had nothing.
He's a member of the Order of the Night Wind.
Then you admit it.
Give this man his reward.
Oh,
Is what you should have brought me as tribute.
it's a bit light.
You should remember, you serve as long as the Daimo of Tatooine. Deem it so.
Is that so? He has more men than you, I reckon. We need more people working for us, surely.
What's going on here?
In what respect?
She hired the assassin. That's why she was so surprised that he was here.
Now you're sweating like a gumped-on Mustafa.
Twins have laid claim to their late cousin's bequest.
The twins are preoccupied.
Is that the announcement of their litters or something? God, can't a man just run a criminal enterprise in peace? I mean, he could just shoot them dead. Oof.
I don't care what your tablet says. This is Mos Espa. Your cousin Jabba is dead. His cowardly majordomo usurped his territory, and then I killed him. All that is his belongs to me now.
So wait, at a time when he's not suspecting it. He could just shoot you both right now if he wanted to. You want a job? God. It's not going to be an easy road, but then I do doubt being a crime lord is easy.
We would have to get permission if you want to kill him.
How do we get permission? Why does he constantly need to sleep in here? It's good to learn all sorts of different fighting.
Show me.
I like this. Prove himself to them. I guess if he spent time here, it explains why it took him so long to go for his armor. Oh God. This is the life, eh? Time to run. Fucking hell. That was not what I was expecting. Who was that? Does he want to get one of those to get out of here?
said it's not right.
Oh. Seems like a foolishly brave thing to say. Come on, Boba! Oh, that silhouette! He's using that very well. Are they the train drivers? Oh no, he was stealing their speeders. Great.
A gift for you. I will teach you how to ride. I will teach you.
Do they want to learn how to ride?
This is how we will stop the train.
He is planning.
Like a panther. Yes.
Oh. They're getting there. Oh, they're getting there. How much fuel do they have? Boba Fett teaches bike riding. He's so excited to have done it! He disarmed. Oh, he disarmed him temporarily. Oh. It's very real now. Who is this and why do they come through shooting at them? What's the point? Oh. Yes. We have a plan. Time to jump, both of you. How many guards or soldiers or whoever are left on this train? Oh fuck. Oh my god. Fuck. Oh. Oh good, I thought that was him being knocked out, but no, it was one of the people. Who are these guys? Down! Oh. Yep. Oh god. Oh my god, is the train gonna explode? Fucking hell. He stopped the train alright? I mean... They ran fast! That train, I suppose maybe time passed.
Sansana spice from the slave mines of Kessel.
Ooh.
What does spice look like?
That.
Like that. Now go back to your syndicate and present these terms.
He is good at negotiating.
Are a gesture of our civility.
And being a leader that doesn't entirely rule on fear, but also on justice.
Single file. I will let it guide me.
Oh no, I was scared something like that was going to happen. Fucking hell, what? What on earth is happening? He has a stick from his tree. There are no trees here, right? He has certainly experienced a lot of strange things. Fucking hell. He's one of them now. I wonder how often they've ever given a stranger, an outsider even, that's what I meant, one part of their ways. You craft your own weapon. They're doing him a great honour. He's earned it. So did he spend a few years with them and then he found Fennec and then he saw someone with his armour and he was like, time to go. Very excited to learn more of his story. And I love that we're also learning more about the Sand People. He is truly learning their ways. I wonder how many times in his life Boba's ever felt part of something like a community like this. I doubt it's very many, especially since his father died. I know he had various bounty hunting people, but they kind of used him a lot. That was such an interesting episode. I quite enjoyed the way it was clean cut. You had the first half that was to do with present day stuff and the second half that was to do with the flashbacks. And I love that we're learning so much more about the culture and the ways of the Sand People. Some people in comments told me that they are technically evil because the dark side mess with them or something. But what they seem like here, and what they have seemed like when I've seen them in The Mandalorian, is to a great extent just people trying to survive in a world that has maybe changed from when the people first lived in it, especially if there used to be actually oceans, and a world in which other people, outsiders, have come, built cities, taken over, and now view them like they're a pesky menace rather than the original inhabitants. So yeah, there's a lot here, and I think both The Mandalorian and now the Book of Boba Fett have done a really good job of portraying them as just people. And yeah, they can make mistakes. You know, like in the Mandalorian episode, they made it very clear that they've been attacking the human. Well, they are human, aren't they? The Tatooinans, the humans, and then they've been attacking them back. You know, both people have been doing wrong. I loved watching the way Boba has really earned his way here, earned their respect. He came up with a plan, he taught them, he was patient. This is really a side to Boba that we've not seen before. It's a side we could have guessed at since we've seen him, you know, the way he was able to recruit Fennec and the way he ultimately kind of agreed to help try and save Grogu and everything. You know, we have seen that there is this capability within him. And as much as, you know, being a crime lord does mean you do some bad things and maybe you're going out killing some people or doing some shady deals, I feel as though he would be a crime lord that actually had some honour, and that is the sort of crime lord I would want to see in the world. Be the crime lord you want to see in the world. No, I think his honour and respect that he has for others is important. He let those people live with a warning and with a you can now pay them a toll. You know, he is just but fair from what we've seen, and that makes him such an interesting character. You know, when people were being so excited about Boba Fett, and I didn't remember him from the movie, I can't lie, but when I rewatched them and I paid attention and I got who he was, I was kind of like, a whole show based about him. When he was in The Mandalorian, that was a little bit more exciting. I kind of was like, oh yeah, I know a bit more about him. But he is such a fascinating character, knowing all of his backstory from having rewatched the movies, from having watched the Clone Wars, just is so fascinating. And seeing the code and the honour he has, it's funny because I feel as though he would say he's nothing like the clones and like the clone troopers, and in a lot of ways he isn't, but in a lot of other ways they were also honourable and looked out for others, and I feel like he would have fit in among them. If there were ever any survivors and he could join them, he would fit in really well. And it's almost like this is the first time he's really finding a sense of community, because obviously he had his dad and he idolised him and then he was killed by a Jedi, and so, you know, they're all evil. And we know along the way at various points he came across like groups of bounty hunters that took him in, but from what we've seen, especially when he was a kid, they were all much older than him, and we don't know what's happened in the years really in between, in canon for sure, seeing him as a kid to now. But this has sort of, I think, helped solidify his sense of what was right and wrong, and maybe looking and seeing people from the other side. Because yeah, when he first met these people, they used him as slave labour and they were not great. But now they are treating him with honour and they're teaching him and he's teaching them. I just really enjoy that relationship. And the scene at the end where he was kind of given their like rites of initiation almost were very, very powerful. Then we have present day, and trying to become a crime lord is not easy, especially if you want to try and do things differently, if you want to try and do things in a slightly less fearsomely violent way. you're going to get people thinking, oh, is there some weakness I can smell over there? You're going to get people trying to take advantage or just trying to take control. I'm not entirely sure why the Hutts didn't attempt this when the last person was in charge, like time has passed. But God, I'm holding these in my hand and I was like trying to, like, where have they gone? But obviously they probably sense that this is a newcomer, someone that used to be someone that worked for crime lords rather than being a crime lord. He doesn't even write a letter. They could pose a problem. The Hutts are extraordinarily influential. They have a lot of followers and supporters. And our group is kind of a team of 4. It could be difficult, but what I suppose Boba can probably call on the Sand People unless that goes horribly wrong somehow. I also wonder if he's going to be able to kind of, in the time he's in charge, show his harsh but fair rule, which is very different to the rulers they've had before, and maybe the people of Tatooine will be like, well, if we're going to have a crime lord here, we want that one. I enjoyed kind of the ambiguity still of whether or not it was the mayor that hired the assassin. It probably was, but I could also see it being the Hutts. Like, wouldn't that make it easier? Clear it out, make it so that, oh, there's no one in charge, and then they arrive the next day. That would have been very convenient for them. Also, you know, the bar owner did look very nervous when he walked in, but at the same time, maybe that's just because she knew about the Hutts. There are lots of power struggles at bay, and, you know, people are not taking Boba seriously. They're kind of, they know he used to be a bounty hunter, they know that, you know, he has never really had a position of great authority or whatever before, so they kind of feel like he's someone they can take advantage of, or he's an easy mark, he's someone that can easily be overthrown, or we can keep him in place but use him to our own ends. And they are going to be proved wrong, but it's also going to be a bit of an uphill battle for Boba at this point, especially because he has so few resources, it would seem, on his own side. Now, the resources he has, but namely Fennec and himself, his bodyguards are weird, and his torture droid is a torture droid. But he and Fennec are a formidable team. I love them. I love the way they can communicate, the way they work together. I kind of hope, given that she was an evil assassin, when we were first introduced to her, I sort of hope she didn't kill too many innocent people. But I do love her, and they haven't confirmed that either way. There's just so much, so many different layers, and I'm just so excited. I love how they're telling the story. You know, I saw a lot of, okay, I didn't read any of the reviews, but I saw like articles that were like the last week that were saying that this was like, it was not a good first episode. And did they go in expecting an episode from season 2 of The Mandalorian? Because any show wants to take its time to build up its world, build up its character, build up its storytelling. This show is doing excellent storytelling with the odd fight thrown in, and like I liked this episode that the fighting was a step back and there was a bit more storytelling, but it's not fast paced, it's moving slowly, and that's just, you have to accept that it will get where it's going, and it's doing it, in my opinion, in a really lovely way, but it's taking its time. It's not rushing to try and appease an audience, which can be good or bad in your opinion, but I really am enjoying it. So yes, a reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and thank you so much for watching.